Ow, ow, ow. Hi, it's Evie. I wanted to tell you a story, and I was gonna prepare dinner while I told the story. And I realized that I bought the same ingredients for the salad I'd already told another story on. So we are going to make catfish. So the story is not really about the catfish, it's just I'm gonna be making dinner while I'm telling you the story, but it does have to do with fish. So I have catfish here. I have some fish fry. I have some cauliflower, riced cauliflower. I riced some cauliflower. I've got the pan heating, and I've got one of those bags of salad to make. So the story I'm going to tell you is from a long time ago. My kids were about 12 and 14, and my son is going to be 39 next month. So it was half his lifetime ago. And I talked to my husband about it, and we took notes because he remembered some things and I remembered some things so that we didn't forget anything. We're gonna take the kids on a fishing trip to a lake called Lake Fork. And Lake Fork is a man-made lake that basically a bunch of dead trees are underneath. So the depth ranges from 13, 15 feet up to 70 feet. And on this lake, they have bass fishing competitions, like the guys with the skeeter boats zoom out to their spot, and like the little cafes and stuff that are around there, they have all the pictures of the fishermen up with their gigantic bass that they've caught out of that lake. And we rented a little trailer, and we wanted to rent a boat to fish off of, and the only thing they had left was pontoons. And we're like, well, that's fine, not realizing how high those trees and stumps and stuff came up through the water. Literally, you'd have to lean over the front to navigate who was driving, because you're like, tree, 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 so that we didn't break anything on the boat. So we're on our way, we're almost to the rental place, and I call the boat rental place and I said, hey, told him my name. I'm calling about my reserved futon. Not even realizing I said futon instead of pontoon. And he goes, ma'am, we don't rent out futons here. We're not in the furniture business. Well, I got into my hysterical laughter that I couldn't stop. I don't think he found it as amusing as I did. So off we went. We did have our reservation. We got there, and the guy took us over to this absolutely gorgeous pontoon. I mean, it looked brand spanking new. Of course, you have to sign the paperwork that if you break anything, then you have to pay for it. Well, we were going to be careful, and we didn't break anything. When we got there, there were two pontoons. This one was gorgeous, the other one was beat completely up. It was mismatched panels. It had like the grassy green indoor-outdoor carpet, and that was rolled up and it was hanging off of the side. The little swinging doors didn't close right. I mean, my husband said it would have come out of a Chevy Chase movie with the brother-in-law driving that boat. We got our tour of the boat. We went out on the lake and we were going to fish. There was a fish finder on this pontoon and it didn't work. Well, not a big deal. I mean, we'd never fished on Lake Fork before, so we didn't have high expectations of really catching anything worthwhile. It was more for the trip out, stay the night in this little travel trailer, play some cards with the kids, and go home the next day. At one point, the boat died and all the electrical stuff just shut off, was not working anymore. My husband went to the back and the battery was hanging down in the water by one battery cable. We had to stop at a marina, and I don't remember exactly what we stopped for, but it was kind of like fancy boats that were there, like really fancy boats. And we got some really bad looks, like we were from the wrong neighborhood or something, like we were gonna steal their stuff. And I was really uncomfortable with that. I really wanted to get out of there as fast as we could. So we got what we needed and we left. The actual fishing part of the trip, at the end of the day, we gave up, went back to where we could dock the boat, load it up, return it, and come back, and we were gonna fish until dark. I put a jig and a bobber on my line, and my son says, "What are you doing with that, Mom? You're not gonna catch anything with that." And I was like, "Look, I'm here to have fun. I'm having fun, so let me fish the way I want to." Pretty soon I did catch a fish. I mean, like, pretty soon. It was about this big. It was a little bait fish. But out of the three of us, my husband was fishing like over here a little ways. Out of the three of us, I was the only one that had caught a fish. Well, we continued to fish until about 10 o'clock. The kids decided they were gonna go home. They were completely over the fishing. They were gonna go back and play cards in the trailer. My hubby says he's not going to quit fishing until he catches a fish. Now, meanwhile, the boat's been returned, the pontoon has been returned. All of the nice pontoons are all parked. They've got all their nice little lights hanging. They've got music playing. They're partying, and he's still out here fishing. Till finally at 11 o'clock, he caught it, or a little after 11, he catches a fish, and he pulls back like this, and his story is that thing was at least 2.5 inches. And he, getting up out of his lawn chair, almost fell off into the water. And I was like, "Can we please go back to the trailer now?" I mean, I was kind of embarrassed because he was so loud. Yes, me embarrassed, I'm the loud person. The reason I'm telling you this story is because in my experience, every little trip we've taken, with or without kids, if something disastrous happens, something you're not expecting, that's what makes the memory. When everything is smooth sailing, nothing goes wrong, it's a really good time when it's happening, but we don't remember them. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.